It's time for a history lesson. Hall of Famer Willie Lanier is often mentioned as the first African American to play middle linebacker in pro football. Lanier first suiting up for the Kansas City Chiefs in 1967. But did you know Willie Lanier was not the first? Tonight it's the story of an Oiler who was also a pioneer. And what's it like being the first in line at one of the game's most demanding positions?
They're forgotten about just like me, you know.
It's mentioned on the back of his trading cards, all the spots Garland Boyette played during his career. But here's how Garland once changed positions and then helped change one position forever.
Got a lot of hate mail.
Got a lot of hate mail.
Got a lot of hate mail. I threw out a lot of it, and it's crazy the way some of the people respond to just a game.
The game back in the 1960s was full of change.
Number 52, Garland Boyette, is the juggler for the Oilers.
Including Garland Boyette, becoming the first African American in pro football to play middle linebacker full time.
Did you think anything of it at the time?
Yes, I did.
Really?
He did, because middle linebacker was considered too sophisticated, much like quarterback and center.
Those three positions were kind of like off limits for a black athlete. I had heard so many stories about, gosh, you got to be so smart, you got to be this, and you got to do that. And after I played it for a while, gosh, it was tailor-made.
Number 52, Garland Boyette.
Yes, it was a perfect fit, thanks to Garland's speed and size and strength. Much like the middle linebackers who followed, Harry Carson, Mike Singletary, and Ray Lewis.
I think the position from the historic point of view it's always been a position of fear.
But Garland also proved to be fearless.
No, that wasn't bitter.
He remembers the hate mail and
a couple coaches that
some narrow-minded coaches.
It was just a matter of time before people would come around, I figured, and basically it did.
Yet helping change the middle linebacker position would have never happened had Garland not changed positions.
I've had my experiences.
It's incredible that he never played linebacker until he made the pros.
And I had to learn how to play linebacker over the summer from the time I signed.
In college, he was a guard on the offensive line and was so good, he's now in the Conference Hall of Fame.
My first All-Star game, he came to me, he says, "Boy," he says, "we were trying to figure out what nationality were you?" I said, "Heck, you must never saw me take my helmet off."
So, while every Garland Boyette trading card lists his positions, they're also missing the most important one, groundbreaker. A groundbreaker indeed. Garland started his career in St. Louis, and we know he's the first African-American middle linebacker because the Cardinals media guide lists him as one of their regulars in 1962. And he's in the SWAC Hall of Fame, not just for football. Garland was also a three-time All-American in track and field. And just as impressive, Garland Boyette built his house in Missouri City. Garland Boyette, the first in line at middle linebacker.